Good morning, girls. From today, we are going to start a new unit of J2EE, that is Mvc Architecture, EJB, and Hibernate. Here, three different topics are covered in a single unit, right? The content is very less for this specific chapter. Mvc Architecture, EJB, and Hibernate. Not too much content is covered over here, as you know that there are jointly three topics we have to cover in this unit. Okay, so introductory part only included introductory part of MVC, introductory part of EJB, right, and introduction of Hibernate is covered in this unit. So let us begin with introduction of MVC. What is MVC? Let us try to understand this term MVC in JSP, and then we will cover the example of MVC. MVC stands for Model, View and Controller. It is a design pattern that separates the business logic from presentation logic and data, right? Whatever we have learnt up till now, that we will put in some separate files as per the format of MVC. Okay, so here basically MVC has three different parts. Number one is controller, second is model, and third one is view. Controller acts as an interface between view and model. Whatever you design for interaction with your application, right, that is called controller. Controller intercepts all the incoming requests. Second main part is model, which represent the state of the application, that is data. It can also have business logic, right? And the third main component of MVC structure is view, which represent the presentation, that is user interface. This question is very important for your final exams, right? Every time you will find this question in your question paper. So do it by heart. MVC, the concept of model, view and controller, as well as architecture of MVC, right? If we look at the theory part, then these are the two only question of this unit. Okay, not unit but topic, right? So do it by heart, and this question will always asked by the examiner. Now let us see advantage of MVC architecture. Number one is navigation control is centralized. Okay, as you can see in the diagram, controller is a centralized part, okay, through which we can navigate. Easy to maintain the large application. As you can see, this is mainly divided into three parts: controller, model and view. So it becomes easier for a programmer to maintain a larger application, right? Here we have covered an example of MVC in JSP. For that we have to create 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 separate different files for this example. Number one is index.jsp. We are taking the example of form with two variables, username and password, which is our view layer. Okay, these are view layer. Then core servlet.java. Once the user enters a name and password and clicks on submit, then the action is passed in a core servlet.java, where name and password are passed. This core servlet is controller layer. Here in core servlet, the request is sent to the bean object, which acts as a model layer. Okay, this is our controller, and the model layer is bean. Login bean.java, the name and password values are set into the bean and stored for further purpose. From the bean, the value is fetched and shown in the view layer. Okay, login success.jsp, one more file which is related to error, and there is one more file login error.jsp. This both will act as a view component. Okay, maybe your application has more than one view components, maybe more than one controller part, or maybe more than one model layer. Okay, in the last file is web.xml file for mapping the servlet. So let us begin with our index.jsp. In this file, what we are going to do is we'll provide an interface for dealing with our J2EE server, right? HTML head and title is given. Inside the body part, we will provide two text boxes, one for entering a username and one for entering a password. Here you can see that input type of this field is password. One submit button is there, input type is submit and value is submit, and the attribute action is set for a form core servlet 1. See, without extension, keep this thing in your mind. Okay, this is the coding of our index page. So before we look at the coding of second file, let us open our NetBeans. NetBeans is open. In a normal way, you have to create one project, right? New project, and give the name MVC underscore test, or whatever number you want to give, or whatever name title you want to give. Now inside the web pages, we will create one JSP page as I have shown you, index.jsp, right? Here what we have done is this much only, line number 7 to 12. We can observe that here I have set an action core servlet 1. This is our Java page, we will develop very soon, right? Method I have set post. Then I have provided one text box and one password box for entering a name and password respectively, and one submit button. Okay, value is submit. Let us run this page. Here it is. Okay, this is the format of index.jsp. As you can see in the address bar, index.jsp is running. So here you can enter a name of a user and password. Okay, what is next? Let's see. Our next file is core servlet.java, which is our controller file. This is a servlet file. Okay, when you go to NetBeans IDE, first of all you have to create one package like this. For that, right click on source package, click on new, and you have to select the Java package. Give an appropriate name to this package. Here I have given demo test. Okay, I am giving demo test 1 as I have already used demo test for one package, right? So in this way you can click this, create this package, click on finish. You will get one package. Here it is. Okay, now inside this package what you have to do is you have to create one servlet. For that, right click on demo test, click on new, and select servlet. See, your extension is Java, but our file is servlet file, not a Java class. Okay, so keep this thing in your mind. You have to create a one servlet with name core servlet.java, right? This is not a Java file, this is a servlet. Okay, so let us create the servlet. Here automatically you will get the first line package demo test, as we have created this servlet inside the demo test. Let me show you. Right click, new, and servlet, core servlet. click on next and finish. Right, as you can see, the package name is automatically included. Okay, so here it is. I have removed all unnecessary code from this file. Now we needed to import 3 packages only: java.io, javax.servlet, and third one is javax.servlet.http. These 3 packages are required for creating our controller file of type servlet, right? So these are mentioned on line number 4, 5 and 6. Now public class core servlet1, which will extends http servlet, fine, and as usual we will get process request method by default. Okay, here we will get this predefined objects of print writer class with name out. Inside this method try block begin, and we have set the content type. This is our routine coding, right? So no need to explain it. Now string name equals to request dot get parameter. Whatever value you will enter through index.jsp page, that we will get over here with the help of get parameter method. Okay, with the help of object of request parameter. In the same way, we'll get the value of password again with the help of get parameter method of http servlet request class. Okay, now on the next line, here I have created one object with name bean, right, of class login bin. Here you can see that login bin is not defined, so we'll define this class separately in the same package, right? Let me show you how to define it. But before we see the coding of this page, let us continue this one. Bean.set name. So from this you can understand that set name is a method which will be defined inside the login bean class, right? Then set password, again this is a method which would be defined inside the login bean class. Okay, this will set the parameters name and password. As I have already explained you how to define a Java bean class, that we will use in our login bean. Okay, now request dot set attribute bean comma bean. Attribute name we will set with the same name bean, and we will call validate method. Again this would be defined inside the login bean class. Okay, now let us check the status. Status is a variable of type boolean. Type boolean means either true or false. We'll get either of this value. And now we are checking that what is the status of this variable, true or false. If it is true, then we want to send our control to the page login.jsp, right? So here I have used request dispatcher. This we have already learned in our servlet unit, right? Request.dispatcher rd equals to request.getRequestDispatcher, and we have to specify the name of the page where we want to send our control, right? Again this is a JSP page, see, login.jsp. Okay, then we will use rd.forward request and response. If the value of status is false, in that case we want to redirect our control on error login.jsp. Okay, again this is a JSP page, as I have explained you in the starting of this example, that we are going to define this much files, right? Here it is. In case status equals to false, in that case we want to move our controller on error underscore login dot JSP page. Fine. rd dot forward request comma response, and finally out dot close. So three files are still pending. Number one is login bin, then login.jsp, number two, and the third one is error login.jsp. Let us see the coding of these files one by one. Begin with login bin. You have to create one Java file inside the demo test. Okay, login bin is a simple Java class. For that, right click on demo test, new, and take Java class. Give the name login bin. As I have already created the class with the same name, so it is showing me the error, and the file loginbin.java already exists, so I am changing the name loginbin1 and click on finish. You will get it in the same folder, as you can see, right? Now I am not going to use this one. Instead of that, I will use login bin. See, at the time of creation you will get this format only. You can add your own code, as I have taught you in the Java bean unit. Fine. What was the shortcut? Right click and insert code, go to add property, and you can add the name of properties from this window. Okay, this is the shortcut. Package name is demo test. As I explained you in this unit, that you have to import a serializable package, and login bin, the bin method always implements serializable package. Okay, so public class login bin implements serializable. Here name and password, these are the two private variables defined for this class. Public string get name, this is a method, okay, which will return name of whatever set through this method, set name. Okay, then public void set name, string name is this dot name equals to name. Now I assume that you are able to understand this code very easily. Okay, the second variable is password. For that again we need two methods. One is getter method and one is setter method. Get password and set password, as we have used the setter method in our core servlet. You can see here bean.set name and bean.set password. Okay, we can fetch this access this method with the help of object of login bin class. Here it is, login bin, and the object is bean. With the help of this object we can use setter method and getter method both, but in our core servlet we need to access only setter method. So here it is, set name, set password. Okay, let us go back to login bin. One more method is defined over here, public boolean validate. As we have called this method in our core servlet, if you observe that here it is bean.validate, right? This will return a status in the form of true or false. Let us check. If password dot equals admin, what is password? From where the value for password will come? Yes, here it is. We have already set the password with the help of this method, so we'll get the value through this method. Fine. And we are talking about the local variable, private variable of this class. So password dot equals is admin if whatever value stored in password will match with admin. In that case return true, else return false. The value in password indirectly come from index.jsp, as we have defined one password box in this page, this password will come to the core servlet page, right? And here in this field we will get the value of that text box. Okay, then what we are doing, we are passing the value of password. We are passing the value of this password to the password field of login bin class, right? And that too with the help of set password method. So clear? First we will get the value through index.jsp. This will indirectly come to the core servlet one, and that will come in this variable, right? And through this variable we'll pass the value whatever entered in that text box to the bean class. Okay, and there we have defined one private string type variable with the same name, right? So we'll get the value in this variable, and that we are checking with the help of validate method. Validate if password dot equals admin, whatever value entered in text box, if that value match with this field, then it will return true, otherwise it will return false. Okay, let us go back to core servlet 1.java. If status is true, in that case we want to redirect our controller to the login.jsp page, right? So let us check what is the coding of login.jsp. Here you can see that this is a JSP page. JSP page we can create with the help of by right clicking on web pages, click on new and select a JSP page, right? Here we'll import demo test.login bin. Why we have applied demo test with login bin name? Because login bin is defined inside the package demo test. So here we have taken demo test.login bin. We want to import that page over here. Okay, and we want to display the message logged in on the browser, right? Login bin, here again we have created one object with the name bin equals to login bin request dot get attribute, and we will print the name of that particular person using get name method. Okay, out.print welcome plus bean dot get name. So we'll get the name of that particular person on our web page. So let us run this example. Right click and click on run. Whatever name you want to enter in this box, username you can enter, right? I am giving user. In the password field I am entering admin, not in capital but in small admin. So this will match with the string according to our condition, right? Here we have given admin, so we want to execute the proper page, we want to move on the proper page, so that's why I am giving the same string admin and click on submit. See, now we are on the JSP page, namely which one? Yes, login.jsp. okay, so this output came from login.jsp, logged in and welcome user. One more file is left behind. Go to core servlet, error login.jsp, right? In case if password does not match with the value which is specified in our login bin page, if you are entering something else other than admin, in that case we want to execute this page, error underscore login.jsp, error underscore login.jsp. Again, this is JSP page, so where you can create a JSP page? Yes, inside the web pages folder. By right clicking on this folder, you can get a JSP page, right? Here it is, error login. What is written in this page? Username, password incorrect, and here I have included index.jsp, right? At the top, this will show you a message on a web page, and then this page will include index.jsp in current page. So let us execute this program one more time. Right click MVC test, run. Intentionally I am giving wrong username and wrong password. Okay, and now click on submit. This is our interface, right? When you click on submit, our control will move on core servlet page. This will check for username and password entered by user, and according to that the controller file will move our control either on login.jsp or on error login.jsp. Now this time we know that we have given a wrong input, right? So what will happen? Let's see. We got username, password incorrect. So we can conclude that we are on error underscore, what is the name, error underscore login.jsp page, right? With this message you can see, and we here we have used the scriptlet include index.jsp. So exactly below it you can see the content of index.jsp, right? So this way you can manage your code in a separate files, and you can follow the structure, model, view and controller, right? As I told you that this question is very important for examinations, your final examinations, right? So keep these questions ready. Fine, and note down this example in your journal. In the next lecture, in the next session, I will show you about EJB, but before we finish this session, let me show you the content of our web XML file also. Okay, I forgot it actually. Web.xml, you can see the entry we have done in this file. Servlet number 1 is core servlet 1, name of servlet is core servlet 1, and servlet class is demo test.core servlet 1. This is a difference. Okay, you have to notice this thing only, otherwise our web XML file is same as we have done in our previous examples, right? It is very similar to that one. Core servlet 1. Don't look at this mapping, right? Because this is a just dummy, we can say that dummy servlet name. It is not useful for us. We have to just note down this one only, right? Okay, let me remove this file. Similarly, login bin is not useful for us, so I'm deleting this one also. Okay, core servlet 1 is also not required. Right, that's it. These are the files we want for our MVC example. Web XML, error underscore login, login.jsp, index.jsp, then core servlet 1.java and loginbin.java. So thank you. We'll meet in the next session with a new topic. Thank you.